Welcome back, artists and designers. We are moving on to page 3 here. We're going to learn how to warp text. This one's really easy. We're basically going to take one word and go through a bunch of different options with it. Well, we might actually do two words at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, zoom in and see what we're doing. Type in my canyon. There you go. And I'm going to select that and I'm going to choose just a nice bright green so that we can see it. Crank up my size here a little bit, and this is going to work best if you have a pretty plain font. So let me pick, I'm going to go to, Myriad Pro will work. It's a little boring, so I'm going to filter through real quick. I'm going to pick sans serif, and I'm going to pick like a really thick font here and see what we come up with here. And I'm going to pick one of these, scroll here for me. So let's pick something with a little bit more boldness to it. Let's go with this one. So pick something that just has a little bit of weight, a little bit of thickness, because I think it is going to work better for you overall on this. So let's do this. I'm going to take one, and I'm going to duplicate this, and I am going to add a second line of text here just to compare. So I'm going to double click, get back in there, hit enter, and I'm going to do Cowboys right here. And I'm going to select that and make sure that that's centered. Whoops, moved it over there. And I'm going to tighten up my leading between the lines. So just make it a little closer together like that. So I just want you to be able to see what, a single line of text versus a double line of text looks like when we do some of these. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to duplicate it a bunch of times. So I'm going to do Alt and drag and get a couple copies, so you can just use that same word a bunch of times and see how this works, and then I'll do the same thing over here. Just copy that a bunch of times, and oops, I keep holding down the wrong key, and there we go. So we have a few. All right, so here's all we're going to do. We're going to click on the word, and then we're going to go over to the Effects menu right here. So in your Properties panel, Effects, and there's a whole bunch in here to choose from. All the ones that we're going to do are in this warp menu. So we're going to go ahead to Effects, Warp, and let's just start with the first one, Arc. And you're going to get a little pop-up window here with the options. So you've got the actual style. So all of them are available in here. So we're going to go through and try all of these. So Arc, and then of course you can control that, and it's going to show you in real time bending it up, bending it down, and you can move that around. You've got vertical versus horizontal. I'm going to keep it horizontal, and then you've got the distortion, horizontally here or vertically as well, so you can kind of see how some of those things work. I'm going to leave those ones set to 0, and I'm just going to pretty much keep it on kind of like the base of what it is so that we get a general idea, and make sure preview is checked. It probably should be already, but if it's not, and there we go. I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm going to try this. So I'm going to, again, hit Effects. I'm going to go to Warp. And I'll do the arc upper this time, so you can kind of see that it keeps the top flat and it kind of bends the lower portion. If I do this the opposite way, things could get a little funky, but it works up that way. And again, I'm going to kind of leave those alone. I think I'll put this back to this one, something like that, just so that we can see how it works. So you're going to go through that process, try a whole bunch of different ones, see how it works out. I'm going to go back here and just try this with 2 lines of text. Actually, I'll do it with, let's try it with both of these. So I'm going to try this one and go for Effects, Warp, and let's try that same one, Arc lower, and just kind of see how that works with 2 lines of text. So you can kind of see here, just for comparative purposes, this one is flat in the top and then it arcs the bottom. With 2 lines of text in the same area, it keeps the top one flat and it arcs both of them down below. So you will see if you have 2 lines of text how it does kind of depend on whether it's single or double line of text for it. So maybe try a couple more things out. I'm not going to do all of these because you can kind of see how this basically works. We just keep selecting, warp, and then go into the different options and kind of explore how that happens. And again, you might want to try it with a single line and then go in and try the double line text and see how that works for this one. For this example, again, that keeps it kind of flat in the center, curves the top, curves the bottom. And yep. So that is really all we're doing on this page. So have some fun, see how you can warp that text. to get different effects. So your whole page should be covered with a whole bunch of different versions of your letters, trying all of those different warp options in here and exploring to see what you can do. So have some fun with that, and I'll see you in the next video. Pretty easy one to do.